hour away from Arbroath, Oberfrauig. Well, I found out about the march last year because when we were doing our event in Sloane, in Glasgow, somebody had said, well, look, obviously there's the march up in Arbroath, and me being like many others, people in Scotland, not really knowing what's going on in the country of my birth, kind of said, oh, grand, that sounds good, but there was no chance of me getting up there because I was so involved in what I was doing. But this year, the way things are working is kind of changed, so that's freed me up, and this is a sort of reviewed thing. I've heard the marches on every year, and I figured it's about time that I came up and checked it out, and I've also been asked to read the declaration after the march up at the Abbey. So it's really just going to be an experiment altogether, just going up and seeing what's happening. But I've seen a couple of photographs from last year's march and I heard it went really well, and there was certainly at least 60 or 70 folk on the march. So we'll go to the back of the Abbey and we'll do our reading and see how folk respond. Well, I'm not actually sure where the march is supposed to kick off from. I mean, I was told the harbour. This is the harbour. Oh, I nearly done easier than I thought. Where the fuck have we gone? A nice piece of serendipity has sorted the situation out a bit. Oh, we do? We're just here? Well, that's good to know. There's a plaid-clad gentleman in a car there with a saltire flying, and that's enough for me. That's enough for me.
Aye, that's what I mean. There's another one further down.
Oh, yeah, that's the other side then.
Thanks, no, so.
Drive.
Is that there then? No.
That's that.
Oh, we're at the harbour, we're just there, aren't we?
I'm not saying the march,
So-
but there.
Right, we'll aim for there then. Right.
Oh, wait.
That's the man himself.
Another beer. Another beer, right? Follow us. Adam, what's that?
Well, we're going to have to move slightly east of here because we're at the Rang Pier. I don't know whether I see myself as any kind of leader. It just happens that I have some kind of vision. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I can see enough of it that I know roughly what needs to be done. And I think there are certainly enough Scots who feel that we could definitely be doing something other to represent ourselves than the kitsch that is sold to tourists. Our sense of ourself has been so sort of pushed down over the years. There's always this sense that we have to ask permission where our culture, our music, our people are valued. Basically what the people of Scotland are doing is, I mean, most of them I think are singing the same song, but it's like we're all doing it in different keys. So I suppose maybe some kind of conduction is required to get everybody singing in tune. But to be honest, actually, I'm not entirely sure what to expect today because I've never been up to the march. Well, in fact, I've never been to Arbroath before. And the gent who's been organising the march, I've never actually met him either. Oh, jeez, this East Coast is Baltic. So it's a case of sort of trying to link all these disparate elements up, starting with me talking to him and taking it from there, and hopefully we can keep in better contact about it, have something a little more coordinated for next year. Where's Donald?
Aye. Red coat, red anorak.
Red coat, right, smashing, good man. I'm going to go and track down Donald, the man who's sort of responsible for holding all this together.
Oh, Adam,
Aye,
right,
how's
that's
things,
right.
man, alright, aye.
Aye, I've got a McKean portrait for you, McLeod. Do you know the McKean ones?
Where did this come from? Your house? And what am I doing with it?
You're McLeod,
Right, aye, I'm a McLeod, aye. Well, that's very much appreciated, sir. I'll be getting up my work forthwith. Have you written anything on it? Oh,
no.
my goodness me, eh? There we are.
Is that spelled right?
I put another H after the D and you'll be laughing.
See, I like this.
Lovely.
What's today's date?
Today's date. That's it, 4th of the 4th. Well, I think there's a great history in Scotland just generally of people hacking away at their own little corner of the quarry and not really getting together. I mean, Scotland's known for its infighting over the years. I mean, it also tries to do something positive. It struggles to come up with a concerted effort, to be perfectly honest. I'm not saying this is the case all the time, but I think it's reasonable to actually make a generalisation on that. And my aim is simply just to get people talking and and find out what people think is possible.
This is us on the march on the way up to the Abbey. And once we reach the Abbey, we'll have the speeches and the reading of the Declaration. So this is just a march in honour of the reading of the Declaration, which of course is one of the earliest statements of nationhood, which is a concept that we don't really come into contact with until the 18th century. So the Scots were quite ahead of their time, to be perfectly honest.
Adam,
Yeah.
we're not in the march anymore, why are we coming back?
Why are we going back? We're going back to get the car because the Declaration's in the car. So
You left the Declaration in the car?
intentionally, it's that's a safest place for it to be. It's a very valuable document, you know. Mildly chaotic. Right, I have the Declaration of Arbroath on my very person.
Adam McLeod.
So something that's very, very poignant for me in the reading of this document. Most Holy Father, we know and from the chronicles and books of the ancients, who ought to be satisfied with what belongs to him, for as long as 100 of us remain alive, never will we on any conditions be subjected to the lordship of the English. Given at the monastery of Arbroath in Scotland on the 6th day of the month of April in the year of grace 1320 and the 15th year of the reign of our King aforesaid. Morning tang, Macharston.